Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these dangly earrings. You can also make just one as a pendant if you wanted to, or you could do the set. I've put a list of everything you'll need in the description below, along with all my usual links. We've got Facebook and Instagram, and Etsy, and there's my website link on there too. To make these earrings you'll need 0.8mm wire, which is 20 gauge, and I've got 4 lengths at 12 inches, which is 30 centimetres. You'll need weaving wire, 0.315mm weaving wire, which is 28 gauge, and you can go a step up or down on any of these gauges. You'll need about 300 centimetres. I've wound mine onto a bobbin. This is a Bobeeze bobbin by Beadsmith. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can just cut lengths as you go. I might be using a few small beads, so I've got 2mm and 3mm beads, and I think that's it for the materials. So tools, we've got pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters and nylon pliers. If you don't have nylon pliers, don't worry, I just like having these handy for straightening the wires and flattening the weaves, compressing the weaves. So cut your wires to the lengths I have and take 2 of your 4 base wires. So we're going to start 4.5 inches from the beginning of the wires. So that's just over 11 centimetres. So take your weaving wire and we'll do 3 wraps around the bottom wire. And then 3 wraps around both wires, and that's our repeat. So keep repeating that weave. 3 wraps around the bottom wire, 3 wraps around both wires. So I've done 35 repeats, which is just over 7 centimetres, so 7.5 centimetres, 35 repeats. So when we're doing earrings, it's best to do them both at the same time. So grab your other 2 wires and do the same again. So jump back to the beginning of the video and do the same for the other 2 wires. I'm going to cut the weaving wire at the beginning. And we need to flatten it down. Always remember to flatten down your sharp cut ends. And push all your weave together to get it nice and tidy. And we'll cut this end as well. And as always, I forgot to mention the jump ring, so I'll just go and grab mine now. But yeah, do that again to the other 2 wires. So you want 35 repeats of that weave on the other 2 wires. So holding your weave this way up, so the lots of wraps are along the bottom. Find the centre of the weave and we're going to bend it up. We're going to shape it. Like that. We're going to do the same for the other one too. So match them up and make sure that you get both the same shape, because you want to try and match them up because they're earrings. So take your time getting the shaping right. So grab your jump rings. What I'm going to do is pop all of the wires through the jump ring. Slide it down to be at the top there. And at the ends of the weaves, we want to bend the wires out so the jump ring is there. Just adjusted my weave a little so that they finish in the same place at the top there. So each side, we're going to bend the wires over. And we're going to take the top wire and we're going to post it around and go through that jump ring again, so just the top one, and feed it all the way through. And straighten that, I can get my pliers, straighten that wire a bit, and I'm going to just squeeze that wire around so it's tighter around the jump ring. And then it's gone at a bit of an angle, so I'm just going to level it back up. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. So bend the wires over, try and hold the weave nice and flat as you do so, and then take the top wire and take that one around and through the jump ring again. That's Gracie snoring her head off as usual. And we're going to push it all the way around, pull it nice and tight. And then I'll tighten that around a bit, level that up. I want the jump ring to be this angle, so I'm just going to mess about with that till it's the shape I want it to be. So I'm happy with that. What I've done is I've squeezed it there, so I've pulled the I've pulled everything together there, and then I've straightened up the weaves, and we'll do that for the other one too. So again, we want two the same, so grab the other jump ring and do the same to the other one. So now take your weaving wire, and we're just going to be working across these two wires now for a while. So take your weaving wire, and we're going to add coils to the bottom wire. So whatever technique you have for adding coils, I'm just going to wrap around and around. I always try and wrap around towards the end, makes it a little bit easier. And keep pushing it together, and then slide it down a little bit. I'm going to add a bit now, and then we're going to keep adding bits as we go. So I've done a bit, I need to cut that off from the beginning. And then slide that down to the bottom there. And then I'm going to take both wires over. It's probably going to be easier to just do one at a time. So we bend it straight over to the other side. Take this one over too. And I'm going to bend them down. I think I'm going to join them there, because I want to join them together, just the two wraps. And I'm going to bend them down, so take the both wires together. I keep spinning it round, don't I? And we're going to bend them around. to that side, like that. Got myself in a bit of a knot here. So when you get to that position, we're just going to keep adding coils to the same wire. So to that top wire now, add some more coils. So it's actually easier if you turn it over, so you've got the back facing you, to add the coils. Just makes it a bit easier. So we're going to take this coiled wire around the back, so we're going to need to cut this weaving wire. I'd recommend you leave about 12 inches still attached. We can always add more if we need to. So I've cut my weaving wire, leaving about 12 inches on there. Take that wire and I'm going to go around the weave. And when we're doing earrings, it's best to do them both at the same time so we can keep matching them up as we go. So we'll do this little step and then we'll start with the other one. And we'll go back to the other one and catch up. So we've gone around with the coiled one, and with the bare one, I'm going to curl it up and around. A little curl on there, so then it comes around to meet the coiled wire. And at that point I'm going to go around the two wires, so add coils until you get to there, and we'll go around the two. Just trying to get my wires next to each other. Come up between. And then we're going to keep adding coils to that same wire. So we need to keep adding coils to that top wire. So let's jump to the other one and we'll catch up. So I'd like them to be like reverse image of each other. So on the other one we'll be working on the left wires. So looking at your left wires, we're going to add coils to that bottom wire. So take your weaving wire and add coils to that bottom wire from the left side. And then we'll cut the weaving wire from the beginning, slide that down into place. Got a little sharp bit there sticking out. New tutorial. This is my latest written tutorial. It's over 80 pages. It's got 400 images. It's an instant download and it's now available on my website and over on Etsy, description below. So check it out and I'll see you there. And take the wires over, straight over the jump ring. And I think, looking at that one, I think I had a few more coils than that, so I'm just going to add a few more. Could have measured them really. But then we go around the two wires twice. And I'm going to go once around the bottom wire just to hold that. And then we take those two wires and we just scoop them down and around. and then that's when the coiled wire goes around the back. So we need to add coils, continue to add coils to that bottom wire there. So I'm going to take the coiled wire around the weave, so I need to cut the weaving wire. So again, I'll leave about 12 inches. And then take that weaving wire around, and I'm holding the front in place so we don't misshape it too much. Take those coils around there. Pull the weaving wire around too. And this is where the bare wire does a little loop. And then follows the coiled wire. So at that point there, we'll go around the two wires. Bring them back together. And they match so far. My jumpings are bent forward a little bit, so I need to straighten those up. So I'm going to take the coiled wire over the bare wire, and I'm going to curl it around, and I'm going to pop a little bead on there. So I've got a little 3mm bead. I want to get it up to there, so I'm going to straighten the wire a little bit. That's it. So that's there. I'm going to go all the way around. So I'm kind of capturing the bead a little bit. I'm going to take the weaving wire around the back, and then at this point I'm going to continue to add the coils. So now I'm going to bring the bare wire around to meet that one there. I'm going to cross them over, but I'm also going to wrap around the two to tie them together. Bring the wire up between the two, because my coils are going to continue on the same wire. So now I'm going to jump back to the other one to catch up. So now we take the coiled wire around, and I want a bead on there, so I need a 3mm bead. And I'll curl that wire around. And bring the weaving wire around the back, so then you can continue to add coils to the same wire, which is now the one with the bead. So then the bare wire scoops around, and it crosses over. And as it crosses over, I wrap around both wires, tying them together. And then we continue to add coils to the same wire. So far, we need them to look like mirror images of each other. So now I'm going to take this one. Always remember to keep pushing your coils together as well as you go. So I'm now going to scoop this wire in to there, and then where it meets, I'm going to take the weaving wire around the weave as well. I'm going to take it that way so you can't see it as much. And I'll go around the weave again. So at this point, I'm going to cut off my weaving wire. Flatten down that sharp bit. I'm also going to cut that base wire. And then this wire that's left, I'm going to bring it around. And then holding it there, because I want a gap there, I'm going to wrap it around the weave. And you have to hold that wire really firmly. I've just noticed I'm speaking quite quietly away from the mic. So I'm sorry if the volume is quite quiet, and I'll try and turn it up in the editing. So I've wrapped around, and now I'm going to curl it that way. I feel like I'm going to do something unusual here, and I've scooped it around quite tight, and I've brought it back across, and I'm going to leave it there so I can match up the other one. Moving back to the other one, this coil scoops around to come back and meet there. I just need to add a few coils to that. And while I'm remembering, please mention me, a Kelly Jones design, when sharing your work online made from my tutorials. And please don't share images of the back, as it gives the design away. And I want people to come here to watch the videos rather than just make them from your pictures. So thanks to everybody for mentioning me who does. We want it to be like that, really. If you can get your weaves to meet this edge of the weave, the wraps to meet that edge, then you don't get this gap in the middle, because I've got a gap on mine. So if you can get the weaves to meet this side and then go around, you won't have that gap. And I'll go around a couple of times. And then bring it underneath and continue, and we haven't got a gap, so we must remember that in future. So we just add a few more coils to this. It is awkward, I've ended up going round the wrong way. And then we take that, it's going to go up like that. And then we're going to cut him off, and we're going to cut that off too. So I'll cut my weaving wire. And then I need to cut that wire to be the same length as that wire so that my curls are about the same size, and that's quite long for me. I normally cut them quite a lot smaller than that. So now for the crazy bit, this one is going to scoop around and come down to here, leaving a nice gap like that. How much of a gap is it? So we need to match it up to that one, and then holding that there, we take the wire around the weave, still holding it firmly in place, wrap it around nice and tight, and then scoop it around. And I was quite happy to bring the other one across there, like that. Is that right? Sort of. Squeeze that a little bit, I think. So far, so good. You can stop this at any point. You don't have to keep going. It is getting a little bit crazy. You can stop wherever you like. You can just do the top wraps if you want to and finish it here. And I'm just going to do a little finish on this side. So all I'm going to do with this wire now is take it around that one there, and at the bottom of that I'm going to take it around the weave, getting a little bit tricky to hold. So I'm still holding it to keep the shape. I'm going to cut that off really short. And I'm going to wrap that around that wire and finish it off, pressing it around the weave. And then this wire, I'm just going to curl this wire, but I'll just match that wire up with the other one. So this wire goes over the cut wire and pull it right down to the bottom where the join is. Then we take it around the weave. You can either pull this big wire around, or you can cut it short and just wrap it around with your round nose pliers, which could be a bit easier. And then squeeze it in place with pliers so it's all nice and tight. So keep checking the crazy shapes to make sure they both have the same level of craziness, and then we're going to curl that last wire there. So take your round nose pliers and we're going to curl that wire around. I don't know why I keep moving off camera today. I must be in a slightly different place. So I'm just going to curl it around and finish it off there. I'll do the same with the other one. I really like how that curl ended there at the bottom, but I think I'm going to have to tie it down because it's a distance from the weave. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of weaving wire and just tie that down. So I've taken a short piece of weaving wire. I've gone around that loop a few times. Now we'll go around the weave. Then I'll finish it off with a few wraps around the loop. And then I'll cut my weaving wire at both ends. That's my plan anyway. So I've tied that one down. I shall do the same for the other one. So now we take these two wires on this side and we're going to push them down to bring them up. And I'm going to take up my little bead, I'm going to add it to the inner of the two. I'll just pop it on and then I'll show you. So I'm going to pop it onto that top one, scoop them over, and then I'm going to lean on them over the top of the jump ring. I think I'm going to need more jump rings. So they come up and around and over the top jump ring, and that top wire I'm going to finish around the jump ring, so I'm going to cut it quite short, and with round nose pliers I'm going to take it around. I'm holding the wire here. I know you can't see because my thumb's in the way, but I'm holding it there to try and not misshape the front wires. So I've kept the shape. I'll finish that top wire around the jump ring, and you need to finish it to the left of the top because that's where our second jump ring is going to fit here. I'm just going to squeeze that around in place. Oops. So the second wire, we need to push so it's snug against that jump ring. And then on the back, I'm going to scoop him around. So it's going to come in. I'm going to scoop it around. And holding that firmly there so we don't move it, I'm going to pop it through the weave. And you've got to keep holding it really tight. And I'm going to pull it up to the top of the weave on that side. And I'm going to take it around the weave quite tightly. So you've got to keep holding everything in place. And I have squeezed that around the top quite firmly to secure it. So I've gone around the weave again. And then on the front there, I'm just going to finish it off into a little curl at the top, a very little one. Because I wanted all the decoration down the one side. But I'm not going to curl it just yet, because I want to match up the other one. I want to get them the same. To take the other one, I'm going to take these wires down to bring them up, and I'm bringing them up and around, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to add the little bead to this outer wire. Gracie fast asleep again. Put that into place, and I want the wires to go in a scoop with the bead in the middle there, and then they go over the top, and you've got to hold the front there while you push the wires over the jump ring. So now the top wire has to cut short, finish around the top, and the second wire scoops around the back and through the middle, holding that firmly in place there. We take this wire and we really pull it up and around the top of that weave, and then holding it in place again, we take the wire around the weave again. And we scoop it around into a little loop, same length as that one, so it's only small. Don't actually need another jumping for the top because the ear wire will sit on there nicely at that angle, so that's fine. I only missed the 2 jumpings, so yeah, we just need to finish off that wire now. So with round nose pliers, take that wire, that little cut wire, and we just need to put a little curl in it, and it shouldn't need tying down because it's only small. And we really pull it up nice and tight there. And I've done that one too. So they are finished, so I just need to run and make some ear wires. And there we have it, finished. I've oxidised mine. If you'd like to oxidise yours, I did a video on oxidising and aftercare. I'll put a link in the description below. I'll put a link up in the corner of the screen. And thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next one. Bye. So thanks for watching another one of my videos. Please subscribe and hit the notification icon if you want to be notified of new videos that I do. Please like and comment on this video and let me know what you thought. If you want to see my written tutorials, they're over on Etsy. You'll find the link below. There might even be a link on the screen. And I will see you all in the next video. This is Gracie, if you didn't know. See you in the next one. Bye.